Hi guys, welcome to the video. So in this video we're going to look at a front kick, or what they call Mae Geri, which just means front kick. You'll also hear it maybe called Zenpo Geri. Zenpo just means forward facing kick. So when I'm teaching this kick, there's a structure that I do, and I usually teach knee kick, which is Hizagiri, first. So the first thing I will tend to do when I'm teaching this kick is to think about your balance. So the way I start is in a horse stance. Now I want to think about my belly button. So what I'm after doing is my belly button coming across, so it's over my supporting leg, and my knee coming up. Okay, so my knee comes up here, and come down and across. So this motion is really important because if my centre of gravity isn't over my foot, so it's here, you can see my body starting to fall. And what I want to try and do when I'm kicking is for my body and the power to go through the kick and not to kind of fall off to one side or the other. So all the time my body's not balanced, a certain amount of my power is going into trying to keep that stability. Okay? So, as an exercise, think of this as 3 stages. So the first stage is just really a movement exercise. And then okay, and then the next exercise I do is to teach people to do a knee kick. And the reason I get them to do the knee kick is because they need to learn to chamber their knee. You know? So pretty much all kicks are front kicks, and I'll explain that in other videos. But the motion is always the same, or in most kicks it's the same. There are some obvious variations. So in here, what we want to think about is we're going to come across, we're going to come up and drive the knee forwards. Now, as we drive the knee forward, it's not the knee going forwards that's the most important part. The most important bit is the elbows going back. So if you watch someone doing karate, you see them pulling the elbows back. So when we do our knee kick, this pulling back is most important because what it does is it pulls the person into the kick. So I've got the power of the knee going forwards and I've got the power of pulling the person back. So my hands are going to go behind the head and I'm going to drive through. So when I'm here, okay, I want my hands up in this position, I move across, belly button comes across here, weight comes up, knee comes up, and I pull the elbows back, drive the hips forward. Okay? So from the side, here, and back. And when I come down with my feet, I'm not trying to do that. So again, it's about control, so I want to come across, and once I come in, I've come through, I've done my knee kick, I'm going to come down and back. So come across. And it's all fully controlled. Once I've done my knee kick, and I'm used to doing that, the next thing is to do your front kick. And essentially, front kick is just extend foot out. So, the hands are a little bit different. So, with the knee kick, the hands will be in the centre. With the front kick, I'm going to kick my right leg, my right hand comes forward. My left foot turns out, my right hand comes across, I come through this way here, and I kick to the outside of my arm. All right? So sometimes you'll see kicking to the inside. We kick to the outside. So right hand comes across, left foot's turned out, foot comes in, knee comes up, kick, pull the foot, and back. Left hand comes out, right foot's turned down. So essentially, everything we're doing with the knee kick is the same thing, more or less. Okay? So I come across here, weights come to the centre, on my balance point here, knee comes up. Instead of pulling the arms back this way, I kick to the side. Hips pushing forwards. Okay? And this is really important. So, if I borrow Matthew, come here Matthew. Okay? So, when we knee kick, so this will be the head, we'll grab the head. Toes have turned out, knees going to come up, hips going to drive forwards, elbows going to pull backwards. So grab, and through. So if we didn't have the pad, essentially what's happened is I've grabbed Matthew here and I'm going to drive Okay? So if Matthew's got the pad and we're looking for a front kick. Right? So we're here. So I'm going to kick my right leg, my left leg, foot turns out, my right hand comes across, my knee comes up, and I'm going to drive in with the ball of the foot here. Okay? And then I'm going to push the hips forward, that gives me a little bit more power. Okay? So, what we do with the hands. So if I've got Matthew in front of me, okay, his hands are up. So essentially if he drives forwards with a jab on this hand, I'm covering. I want to get to the outside of his body. Because if I get to the outside of the body, it's hard for him to attack. Okay? So here, you can see this hand's coming across. Now, if I'm kicking to the inside, I'm going to miss. So I kick to the outside. Yeah. Yeah. And my target areas, depending on what I'm trying to do, knee. Stretch your legs up. I'll try one here, just so you can see, come up, floating rib. Or if I have come to the centre, here, to the bladder. Okay? And the bladder is literally just above your belt. Make sense? So I find somebody, it's here, bang, moved out of the way, drive through. Okay, so I hope the video's been of use to you. If you like it, obviously, feel free to add a comment, and I'll see you in the next video.